Good morning, students. I am Akram sir here. How are you? I hope you are fine at home. Now, as you know, because of this coronavirus disease, the lockdown is increasing day by day. So, our school has made an arrangement for the online classes. I am going to take science and geography for this standard 8B. So, I will send you videos for this for these two subjects. So let's start with the first chapter of science. Let's start with the first chapter, and that is living world and classification of microbes. Now I know that you don't have the textbook, so afterwards what I am going to do, I will send the images of these pages of this all the book. Okay. Now let's start now. Now some questions are there. Before starting this chapter, we are having some questions. What is the hierarchy for classification of living organism? Hierarchy means that ranking is given to this living organism according to their status. Okay. Then who invented binomial system of nomenclature? Nomenclature means giving the name for the things. So and which levels of hierarchy are considered while writing the name in binomial nomenclature. Now we'll see now about this biodiversity and the need of classification. Actually, you know about this biodiversity. Diversity, we know that the different types of things are there, and bio means whatever the living things are there, means living things in plants and animals. So diverse means varieties, biodiversity and the need of classification. Now last year we learned that all the living organisms on earth have adapted according to geographical region. What does this mean? Adapted means to accept. According, for example, we know that in the cold areas different types of animals and plants are there. Then in desert different types of plants and animals are found because they adapt according to the situation. Those animals which can survive in that particular area only can be seen there. Now, according to geographical region, then food ingestion, how they take the food, then defense, etc. So as we know that some animals they defend with their particular body structure while adapting. Many differences were observed in the organism of same species too. Species means, for example, you take the cats are there. So we know that cats are there, but they are in other countries or whatever. They are in different that structures are there. Means bigger. They are either bigger or smaller color. Okay, so they are in different. Their differences are there. Now, according to the 2011 census are nothing but that calculation is going on about this. Around 87 million species of living organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea. As we know that the organisms in the sea are more than the organism on the land. So to study such a vast number, it was essential to divide them into groups. So to study these animals and their behavior, it was very necessary to divide them into some groups. Okay, so groups and subgroups were created considering the similarities and differences among the living organisms. So they started studying about their differences in their and the similarities among the living organism. Now this process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. Now in the year 1920 to 1980, Robert Harding Whittaker, one of the scientists, was an American ecologist. So in 1969 he divided living organism into 5 groups. So he has divided this to study the organisms. So he divided into 5 groups. For this classification, Whittaker considered the following criteria. Okay, so some rules and regulations he has followed. We'll see now. First one is the complexity of cell structure. Complexity of cell structure. We know we have already studied in the before also cell. What is cell? So in that two types of structures are there of the cell: prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic means it doesn't have the membrane bonded nucleus, or we can say that nucleus doesn't have the membrane. And eukaryotic means the nucleus is having the membrane, okay, or we can say the eukaryotic is having the membrane bonded nucleus. Second one, complexity of your organism. So in this unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means the organism with one cell, for example amoeba, and multicellular. Multicellular means with many cells, or we can human beings. We can give the example of multicellular. Best example is human beings or the animals, bigger animals. Now you see on this right side you will have some this chart like you see how these living organisms are there. Again they are divided into prokaryotic and the eukaryotic. Then prokaryotes is again divided into unicellular, and then it is divided in the kingdom Monera. Kingdoms are there, okay. Kingdom 1, that is Monera. Then you see here in that eukaryotes, it is divided into unicellular and multicellular. Then in unicellular kingdom 2 protista is there, okay. Then in the multicellular we are having again kingdom 3, kingdom 4 and kingdom 5. So in the kingdom 3 we are having fungi. The detail is given here. Cell wall present but organism cannot perform photosynthesis. Then in kingdom 4 planta is there. In this cell with cell wall present and organisms can perform photosynthesis. And in kingdom 5 animalia is there. In this no cell wall is there. So you just go through this. Now come to the third class group leaving this group, mode of nutrition, how they take the food, okay. So in the plants, according the plants are there, they are autotrophic or photosynthetic. Autotrophs, we know that they prepare their own food, okay. Plants prepare their own food. Then in this same group we are having fungi, or they are saprophytic. Saprophytic absorption from dead organisms. So some organisms are there, when animal dies, so they attack on them and they take the food in that manner. So they are called as saprophytic. Then third, in this animals, the animals heterotrophic, okay, and the ingestive. This heterotrophic means the animals, we, for example, we human beings, we are dependent upon others, okay. The animals are there, some there, for example lion, tiger, for food they are dependent upon other, okay. So they are called as heterotrophic animals, okay. Now next is fourth one is lifestyle. Lifestyle means in this plants are producers. Plants are the producers. Then animals are consumers. Consumer means we are dependent upon the producers. And fungi, decomposers. So after the death of these plants and animals, when they die, so these fungi, they are dependent upon, they have the food from these dead animals or plant. So they are called as the decomposed. And the fifth one is phylogenetic relationship. Relationship between this one species give rise to another. That is called, meaning of this phylogenetic is that the species give rise to or to another, okay, common ancestors. They are having common ancestors. So prokaryotic and the eukaryotic, unicellular to multicellular. Now in the next chapter we are going to study about these kingdoms, all kingdoms. Kingdom 1 Monera, Kingdom 2 Protista, Kingdom 3 Fungi, Kingdom 4 Planta, and Kingdom 5 Animalia. Okay, thank you.